Wolves help aspen trees thrive in Yellowstone. The return of the majestic gray wolf to Yellowstone National Park has sparked a remarkable transformation, unseen for nearly a century, in the form of a surge in young aspen trees that are now reaching for the sky. This is the first time in 80 years that a new generation of aspen trees has been able to grow tall and join the forest canopy in Yellowstone's northern range, thanks to the wolves' presence. In the early 1900s, gray wolves, Canis lupus, were eradicated from Yellowstone due to habitat loss, human hunting, and government programs aimed at their extermination. The absence of these apex predators led to an unchecked growth in elk, Cervus canadensis populations, which peaked at an estimated 18,000 individuals. These elk feasted on grasses, shrubs, and the foliage of trees like the quaking aspen, Populus tremuloides, preventing saplings from establishing themselves. Surveys conducted in the 1990s revealed a stark absence of aspen saplings, with only older trees remaining, and no sign of new growth beneath them. But here's where the story takes an intriguing turn. When wolves were reintroduced to Yellowstone in 1995, the landscape began to heal. As the wolf population grew, the elk population in the park plummeted, stabilizing at around 2,000 individuals. This shift in the predator-prey, we're witnessing a significant resurgence of young aspen with trunks greater than 2 inches, 5 centimeters in diameter, at chest height, something that hasn't been seen since the 1940s, Painter explained. While these young aspen trees are not immune to death or predation, their growth to this size is a positive indicator of their resilience and ability to spread through new shoots or seed production. However, the story doesn't end there. While the quaking aspen is on the mend, it still faces challenges. The resurgence of aspen has far-reaching ecological benefits. Aspen trees, being a keystone species, support a diverse array of plants and wildlife. The open canopy they provide allows for filtered light, creating habitats that foster biodiversity. This includes an increase in berry-producing shrubs, insects, birds, and species like beavers, which rely on aspen trees for food and building materials. There are also indications that the number of bears and cougars in the region has risen since the reintroduction of wolves, although the reasons for this are not yet clear. According to Dominic Spracklin, a professor of biosphere-atmosphere interactions at the University of Leeds, UK, who has studied the potential impacts of reintroducing wolves in Scotland, the study highlights the significant ecological benefits of restoring wolves to Yellowstone National Park. Ecosystems lacking large carnivores are often out of balance, Spracklin said. While reintroducing carnivores presents challenges in terms of human-wildlife coexistence, this work demonstrates the substantial ecological gains that such restoration efforts can bring. Wolves return to Yellowstone, reviving aspen trees after 80 years. In a groundbreaking development, Yellowstone National Park's aspen trees are experiencing a remarkable resurgence, thanks to the reintroduction of gray wolves, a study reveals. For the first time in 8 decades, baby aspens are thriving in the northern region of the park, a testament to the wolves' role in controlling the elk population, allowing the saplings to grow tall and strong. The apex predators, reintroduced to the park in 1995, have been instrumental in keeping the local elk population in check, which in turn has led to the revival of aspen saplings. This ecological balance was disrupted in the 1930s when wolves were eradicated from the area due to hunting, government programs, and habitat loss. The absence of wolves led to an overpopulation of elk, which devastated the aspen trees by consuming saplings before they could mature. But here's where it gets controversial. Some scientists argue that the wolves' reintroduction is not the sole factor in the elk population's decline. They suggest that human activities and grizzly bears also played significant roles. This debate highlights the complexity of ecological systems and the need for a holistic approach to conservation. As of 2024, Yellowstone is home to at least 108 wolves, forming 9 packs. Presence has significantly reduced the elk population, which once reached around 17,000 individuals in winter 1995. With fewer elk grazing, aspen saplings have had a chance to recover, and the study authors suggest that this is a clear indication of the wolves' positive impact. And this is the part most people miss. The recovery of aspens in Yellowstone is not just beneficial for the trees themselves. It also supports a diverse range of species, including birds like woodpeckers and tree swallows, which nest in aspen trunks, and beavers, which use the trees for food and building materials. This ecological restoration is a prime example of a trophic cascade, a series of effects caused by changes at the top of the food web. Lead author Luke Painter, an ecologist at Oregon State University, emphasizes that the recovery of aspens is a significant ecological milestone. This is a remarkable case of ecological restoration, Painter says. Wolf reintroduction is yielding long-term ecological changes, contributing to increased biodiversity and habitat diversity. However, not all scientists agree that the trophic cascade has fully taken place at Yellowstone. A 2024 study found that the park's ecosystems are still recovering from the loss of wolves. And some researchers argue that the wolves were just one of several factors affecting elk numbers. The debate continues, with some suggesting that bison, which have flourished in the park, may also be impacting vegetation. When you disturb ecosystems by changing the makeup of a food web, it can lead to lasting changes that are not quickly fixed, says Tom Hobbs, the lead author of the 2024 study and an ecologist at Colorado State University. We can't rule out the possibility that the ecosystem will be restored over the next 40 years as a result of the return of apex predators. All we can be sure of is what's observable now. The ecosystem has not responded dramatically to the restored food web. So, what do you think? Do you believe that the wolves' reintroduction is the primary driver of the aspen tree's recovery, or do you think other factors are equally important? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Yellowstone's aspen revival. How wolves are restoring the forest. The return of wolves to Yellowstone National Park has sparked a remarkable revival of the park's aspen forests, offering a powerful testament to the intricate balance of nature. This story is a fascinating journey into the world of ecological restoration and the critical role predators play in maintaining healthy ecosystems. For decades, the park's aspen forests had been in decline, a victim of the absence of wolves, which had been eradicated from the area in the 1920s. This absence had a ripple effect, impacting not just the aspen trees, but also the entire ecosystem they supported. The elk population, without their natural predator. After years of petitioning and conservation efforts, wolves were brought back to the park, and their impact has been nothing short of transformative. These predators, by controlling the elk population, have allowed young aspen trees to thrive, leading to the first new overstory in the park in over 80 years. And this is the part most people miss: the intricate web of life that depends on these aspen forests. From beavers to cavity-nesting birds, the revival of the aspen forests means the revival of entire species and the restoration of a diverse and healthy ecosystem. Oregon State University ecologist Luke Painter, who led a study on this very topic, says the reintroduction of large carnivores has initiated a recovery process that had been shut down for decades. His team's research, published in Forest Ecology and Management, found that about a third of the 87 aspen stands they examined had large numbers of tall saplings, a remarkable change from the 1990s when none were found. The team also measured the rates at which elk were eating the trees, and found that stands with tall saplings had much lower browsing rates. This, according to Painter, is a sure sign of a top-down trophic cascade, where the presence of wolves at the top of the food chain has a cascading effect on the entire ecosystem. This is a remarkable case of ecological restoration, Painter adds. Wolf reintroduction is yielding long-term ecological changes, contributing to increased biodiversity and habitat diversity. So the question remains, should we continue to prioritize the reintroduction of predators like wolves to restore and maintain healthy ecosystems? The evidence from Yellowstone certainly suggests so. What do you think? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.